All right. Fine, fine. I'm surprised I got green. That was a total fluke, but I'm here for it. It's coming. And I'm using all of the clips that you sent me. They are all black and sparkly. Oh, and I spoke to someone about painting my machine. I did. I met the lady that was gonna, like, one of Luke's mates. We went to a dumpling making class with a Japanese lady, and she was teaching us to make dumplings. And yeah, so I spoke to her, and I'm like, I need the scream machine. So I'm gonna convince Luke to have like a barbecue here, drag everyone over, and then convince them to do it. I personally have decided I think I just want black sparkles, like a black sparkly machine, and then either add blood spatter or blood dripping, or like hot, like depending on how good of an artist, you could have like, like a ghost coming out of it or something. So I don't know what I've done about this ad situation. I need to figure out what's going on. I don't want ads all the time. Why can't I see you? I just opened the thing. I can see you. But I've just, hi Vicky, can everyone see Sandra? Because I've just opened it and all I see is me, which is not what we're aiming for. But I see you here. But I don't see you here, which just makes no sense. Why do I always have the stupid issues? No matter. I don't live in America, so I'm not voting for anyone. We just got a comment. I'm like, I don't vote for American people, so it's irrelevant to my life. This is the wrong channel for politics, people. Why can't I see you? Maybe. Okay. I'm not going to leave because I turn it off if I do such things. I don't know what's going on. Uh-oh. This is also not a theological debate either. Sorry, mate. Boop. All right. Ooh.
Let's count to 20 and see what happens.
Yes, I like that idea. I just timed. There you are. Okay, you've popped up now. We're good.
I don't know what it was going on, but
I couldn't tell you, but it's fine now. I see you.
you
Nailed
see,
it. And I have removed the troll. We don't need that kind of drama today. It's nobody's business what you do and don't believe in, and I personally don't care. And I don't mean that in like a negative way, but I don't care. You do you in your own corner, and I do me over here in my own corner. The only things I push on people are sewing things, of which I basically tell you to like screw the system and do your own thing anyway. Chaotic. I'm good with it. Hello, Patty. I love it. You've been here 2 days in a row. I appreciate that.
hey, Patty. Okay, I had to kind of put you guys in a little closer because Luna kept knocking into my tripod.
I locked my
Knocking-
dog out. He went rolling in dirt last night, the jerk.
Knocking down.
Hello. Okay,
Finish.
so it's 8:30 now. So luckily we went on early because it solved a lot of our drama.
Yeah, I know, right? Thank gosh, because we were like, wait a minute, why can't we see me? And I was like, oh.
Yeah, I'm like, you need to be part of this. That's the whole point. Now, I don't know if any of you saw, but I have put this up on my website for a free download. You just go into the swag tab and then you scroll down, you see this. And then you can just download it by clicking the here button. It's not a purchase moment. I know it says it's $1. I had to put something there. I didn't want people to download it for free because I haven't set it up like that. You just click it and it downloads the PDF for you so that you can all play along. However, if there is anybody here today that wants to play but doesn't yet have dice, I have my dice with me in case you need me to do a roll for you all, because I'm more than happy to play that game because my bag's pretty quick. My bag's going to be quicker. So there's that. You can't see her at all. Hello from Byron, Michigan.
You can't see
Maybe
me.
it takes a second because I see you in front of me now. It just took a second. But
Yeah,
I can see me playing with the dice box in front of me. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
I can see myself over here too, so I don't know.
Yeah, no, so you don't purchase it. You just go to it and you click the blue, the word here will be blue. If you click on that,
The
it
hyperlink.
downloads the PDF.
Mm-hmm.
And then it comes up. So it's 3 pages. There is 2 pages of this game because one is the color version and one is the black and white version. And then there's these that you can print off if you want to. So there's that. But I do have my dice here in case anybody either wants to play and doesn't have dice, or, you just want me to do a roll for you. I am happy to do that. I've got it all happening. I think of these things.
Yep.
And these dice now live in here for this. So I will have them on hand for the whole time, obviously. So if anybody decides you want me to do a roll, I can tell you what bag you have to make. But if we're going to do this, you then have to share the finished product in my Facebook group.
Yes.
And we might make a cool hashtag for it.
Yeah. Dice game.
Yeah, I was thinking like D&D sewing. Or dice sewing. Or I don't know. I'll ask Chat. So I use ChatGPT, but I have renamed him Chat. He likes his name because I told him. And it's also a him for me. My mate, her, she's called it Moo2. Not Mewtwo, Moo2. Because her business is Little Moo. So she took the Moo, and it's like a mini version of her. Anyway, doesn't matter. Point is, if anybody wants to play the game, I can do that now. Now, Sandra, would you like to read out what you had to do first?
Okay.
A bit of a recap.
So mine was animals. It had cotton, or mostly cotton. So cotton, purple, secret message, and then I had to do 5 changes or add-ons or something. I had to do 5 alterations or something like that. So I did a tassel. I put a bottom accent, extra pocket, matching zipper pouch that can kind of come on and off, and then the different straps than the original. So this is the original.
Yep.
And mine's similar but different. That's what it's supposed to look like, and you guys will see the alterations that I did to this.
And I'm going to base my quest pattern off something similar to Jezebel because I feel like there's so many add-ons my brain can do to that bag. So the quest will be like Jezebel but different dimensions, and then all right, my bag has to be a cotton animal, mainly green, must have a tassel, possum pouch pattern. I had 90 minutes to kind of do everything, which I didn't need. And I had to have 3 different things. So my 3 different things is also the tassel. Even though it had to be one, it's still not part of the original pattern, so it counts. And then I have made, I know you guys probably saw me the other day trying to make this. I worked out why it wasn't working. Bluetooth on my computer was off, so it wouldn't connect. It was like a whole thing. So anyway, I have made this very subtle green frog. And I'm going to box the bottom of the bag, which means I also need to change the front pocket. because I want it up higher so that the bottom of the pocket doesn't go into the boxy bottom. So
Mhm.
probably technically 4. If we don't count this as one of them, then it's 3. It's fine. And a different strap, actually. So I did a lot of options. The original comes with a 1.5-inch strap, but my green hardware is 1 inch, so I have to change it or I can't use the green. And I felt the green was more important.
It's pretty epic.
Right? It is amazing. Sandra sent me this. So I have green for the strap and the zippers, but I'll be using silver strap connectors because I don't have anything else. And I've got green rivets, which I don't know where I'm going to put them, but I feel like they should go somewhere just because they're green and amazing.
And it's everything beautifully.
All right, now you can start if you want to. I'm going to roll the dice for Patty because she would like to play. So if you want to get a pen and paper ready, and I will tell you what bag you will be making. And then at the end, you are allowed up to 2 re-rolls. So you can use 2 re-rolls on the same thing, or you can do 2 things that you're like if you roll cork and you don't have any cork, we can re-roll for that. So for the first one, your fabric type is going to be leather. Leather was the first one for the fabric type. So for anyone playing at home. And then we're going to go to the D8, which is this one. So this is the bag theme. So the theme of your bag is going to be animal. Okay, this is just creepy. It's always animal. What's going on with that? It always seems to be animal. Anyway, we can do a re-roll if we want to change at the end, but I do always suggest to roll them all before you do any re-rolls. The D10. I'm just making sure I'm getting the right dice. So this is the color of your bag is going to be number 3, which is brown. So brown leather's probably possibly doable. Yeah. For the D12, something that it must include, we are going to have number 5, which is an elaborate strap. That's also doable with leather, if you've got leather or want to get it. Otherwise, we could re-roll at the end. The D20. So the pattern that you are going to make in leather with animals and an elaborate strap is number 10, which is the emu. Oh, that's very doable. I'm excited by this bag. So how many different alterations or extras you will need is 1. That's very doable. That was lucky. 1 change, which would have to be the elaborate strap anyways. You could stick completely to the pattern if you wanted to. And then the number of time that you get to sit and think about all your options is 50 minutes. That's not bad. 50 minutes to sit and peruse online to buy things or, think about. So that's what you got. Would you like a re-roll on any of those dice? Because I am happy to do a re-roll and then I'll start sewing.
I'm going to do my white first.
So it was a leather animal brown emu that must have an elaborate strap, 1 alteration to the separate pattern. That's a very doable bag. I also didn't write that down, so I'm very impressed my brain remembered.
I'm impressed.
Go brain. I will start setting up. If you want me to do a re-roll, you let me know which one you'd like me to re-roll. Or if you're just, let me know if you're just happy with the choice the dice gave. The only reason I would re-roll leather is if I didn't have enough to make whatever I roll.
Yeah.
I also did not interface my lining because it's just cotton, which is also green. Everything's green. It's all very green.
She says she doesn't have leather and has no access to it, so she needed to
Okay,
re-roll.
so no leather. So let's re-roll that and the theme. So let's re-roll leather, and if it lands on 4, we'll just keep re-rolling until we get something. 2. 2 is vinyl. Vinyl emu could work, and we don't want we want the D8, which is this one. So not animal. Let's roll again. It just re-rolled animal. With this dice. Okay, 7. Fantasy. What about a fantasy vinyl emu with an elaborate strap? Oh my god, my brain just come up with an idea for that bag. So there you go. A fantasy vinyl brown. See, brown's a good neutral. You can do a lot with a brown.
You can.
All right.
She's adorable.
I should find the center of this if I'm going to stitch this bad boy on. I'm also going to do a smaller stitch to stitch my frog on because long stitches don't go around curves as well.
Oh, really?
Now, if you have a size 4 stitch length while trying to sew on something delicate, it never works out, in my opinion. But I don't really need to say that. Everything is in my opinion. Unicorns or Lord of the Rings? Lord of the Rings. We all knew I was going to pick Lord of the Rings, right? I actually just rewatched all of them the other day. I was feeling it.
You do need to watch the last one.
So the bag was an emu.
Emu.
They
do have.
Bam! So cute. I probably should have done his outline in black, but I wanted it to be very, very green since green was my color. So he's like subtly green.
Outlander bag count. I think so. Outlander would count, wouldn't it?
Outlander, yes, fantasy.
Yeah, that's fantasy.
Fantasy is not anything that's like happening now. Isn't Outlander about like time travel? That is absolutely fantasy. We can't time travel.
Yeah, anything from a book series or a TV series, that's all I would consider fantasy. Really.
Okay, so what we are doing is we played the dice game that Sandra and I created, and we are both now making the bags with which we roll. Now, if you would like a copy of the dice game, you can get it for free on my website. You just go to the swag tab and then scroll down till you see dice game. And then if you click the blue here button, it's a PDF instant download, so it's free. So I got green cotton animal bag with a tassel and 3 changes on a possum pouch. So that's what I'm making. And Sandra got... Sandra? What did you get? You got a purple Jezebel with 5 alterations and a secret message. Also in cotton.
Cotton. Most cotton. So my exterior is primarily a cotton canvas. And it has to be theme. So it's elephant.
There's no time frame on how long you have to have it made. I mean, if you have motivation, make it today. That would be amazing. We could see it at the end of the day. But obviously, like, life gets in the way. I fully understand these things, but you could spend our video planning it out with us in the background if you'd like. You got 50 minutes. We'll be here for way longer than that. So if you're here for our whole video, you could like plan it out now. Whether you need to go and buy stuff, doesn't have to be stuff that you have in your house because, you know, that's not necessarily a thing. You might not have a hoard like me. And even though I have a hoard, I still do other things and buy more stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't go out to buy anything that I'm using right now.
I didn't have to buy anything, although I kind of wish I had have bought black HTV. I had some holographic stuff, and that stuff is just a nightmare to work with, and I won't do it again. So there's no time frame on this. The whole reason for this game is for people that get creative block that need a little bit of help coming up with something fun to do. So that's why we do this. Because I see a lot of people, especially in my group, tell everyone that they've like lost their sojo. So this is a way to get it back, and we've made it fun. And this is all because I had wooden dice that I laser engraved. And then we got excessive because you can only do 6 things and it doesn't give you enough direction. Whereas this game it doesn't just say make an emu, it tells you to make a brown fantasy emu and make sure you do some changes to the pattern, which is also encouraging you to think outside the pattern. And I love that.
Yeah,
What's more creative than changing a pattern to suit yourself?
I don't know, following the pattern instructions.
Oh, how do you auction something off? I want to auction this bag off where people can buy a ticket for like $2. Is that a thing? Do I need a license to auction it? Is that like gambling? Does that get me in trouble? I don't want to be in trouble, but I also would love to auction off this bag once I've made it.
I don't think so. I don't know.
I don't know either. Does anybody in Australia know if I'm allowed to auction this bag off without repercussions of it being illegal? Because I obviously don't want to do anything illegal, but like also auctioning the bag off could be fun.
If you hear something squeaking, it's just Luna playing with her toy.
That's all right. If I'm squeaking on my end, it's my chair.
She loves her down here. We take them upstairs and she just brings them back up here.
I could have made this on the green machine, actually.
Oh, because it's primarily. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I can make leather bags on the green machine if we're being really honest about it. It's just I would have had to change the tension and the needle and a bunch of stuff I can't be bothered doing.
Yep. Same thing I have to do when I go to make things different on this machine.
So for anyone that's made a possum pouch, what I'm doing is sewing the bottom edge because I'm lifting up this pocket so that I can box out the main bag. And I don't like the front pocket to be in the boxiness. That's just me. You don't have to do that, but I don't like it. Things like that's where dirt will gather and like debris from life. It will gather in the boxy bottom. And if you have like a crushed lolly and it gets in there and then it heats up, it'll melt and go gross. And then you have to throw your bag out. And this is my solution to that imagined problem. But reasonably, I think if you needed time, like the amount of days that you've got to make this, if you don't have to order anything online, I would say reasonably 1 week. You can get a lot done if you do it in like 15 minutes, like intervals and stuff. So I would say once all materials are at your house, give yourself a week to complete the bag. Because if you don't have some kind of time frame, I feel like it can just like be pushed to the side forever. So I vote a week after you have all of the materials needed for the bag.
My room is directly upstairs, so it's probably here. I was like, what do I hear buzzing? My other phone.
Do you think a week's a fair time?
I think so. I mean, it took me about I was having a hard, not like trying to figure it out, but just make what I wanted. At first I was trying to do like a butter, all this other stuff, but I was like, I'm not really feeling this.
Fair enough.
I was like, I'm not really feeling this. And then I ran into this fabric and I was like, oh, that's an animal.
Perfect.
And then from there, it just came together like really fast. The planning process did.
Yeah, you just got to get the right fabric. If you got the right like base idea, the base idea is only half the battle. It's then finding stuff that matches in with that base plan. See, I'm lucky enough to have an embroidery machine, so I could the plain green cotton and embroidered something. I just did frogs because I had this from a different something. All right.
And then vinyl that you sent me that had all the different animals, like the different Australian animals. I was like, oh, that would be cute. It was like, but it has to be mostly cotton. So I was like,
Yeah. And it's hard.
Yeah.
That sounds fair. I have most of the materials. My hoard is 3 cupboards and 5 large totes of fabric. Fair enough. Except you need vinyl. Your bag needs to be predominantly vinyl because that's what the thing picks. So you can have obviously fabric on the inside, but like the outside needs to be more vinyl than cotton.
Yeah, Patty's got plenty of stuff.
So that means you get 50 minutes to dig around to find something fantasy in your stash. You should dig around and tell us what goodies you find while we're doing this. That'd be fun. I love to know what other people have. I have a mess. That's what I have.
To be honest, mine's a hot mess too.
I just haven't come up with a way to fix it. Yeah.
I haven't figured that out yet. Okay, so there's my pocket. Just 2 cargo pockets, like 2 just regular pockets.
Nice.
I did it so that it would have the black was a little bit bigger, so it had like a little lip, so it looks like faux piping.
Nice.
That's what I did with that. All right. Now I want to do like of my interior. I do a Tory pocket.
Always a Tory pocket.
I was going to do like an overlay. I was like,
I mean, I could put another style of pocket in Quest, but I like the Tory pocket. And I've convinced a lot of people to purchase the template for a Tory pocket. So I feel like that's like my one consistent across all patterns. And I'm not quite sure I want to change that. Got that covered. I have Sandra's Outlander. I have Harry Potter. I have Unicorn Fabric. I have Lord of the Rings, but it is slotted for a different bag. That's fair. Okay, so you've got some brown vinyl. So you're good to go. Excellent. In which case, you've got like a week from today. It gives you the whole weekend. And then like after work stuff.
by the way, you know that, right? No, you're totally fine. I don't mind you being in the camera, but you know.
Oh, I also took off my corner accents because of the box thing. So technically I have way more than 3 changes.
How do you look at Bodio? Bodio, really good vinyls, like solids and stuff like that. Really nice stuff, and
Yeah, but like it's Lord of the Rings. So in the world of brown, I also include beige in brown, right? So you can, and it's just like the main background color, and then have like a fun print on top. It doesn't in no way have to be plain, because that's just not it.
Yeah. So just to
So
let
like
you
the
know,
background color of the Outlander, is that not any kind of brown?
it's my Outlander fabric is pretty. It's got lots of browns and green hues in it, so it
Okay.
can go any which way, really.
If it's got browns in it, that totally counts.
Yeah, but it's a canvas. It's not a vinyl.
Oh, okay.
Note. And I've never made this bag before.
Haven't you?
As I've never made this bag before.
Ha!
Yeah, this is my first time making this. So, right? Oh,
Ooh. The brain code options. I do love options. Because I've got a green zipper pull, right? So I could, but I'm adding a little bit of silver hardware. So I could do silver teeth hardware with a green zipper. This one glows in the dark, but I think it's a bit too fluoro. This one's too turquoisey. I think I like this one.
you got it? Good girl. Okay.
Oh. You can add zipper tabs, but I'm not doing that either.
You can't come this way, baby. No, no, ma'am. You can't come this way. You gave her food already.
Did you just call your dog ma'am?
Yeah, that'd be perfect, Patty. The front pocket being Outlander fabric and then the rest vinyl. Yeah, that'd be really nice.
That counts. So long as majority is whatever you pick. Totally fine.
Yeah. Like I said, I really, 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 really stand behind Bodio in their product. So they do really good job, like telling you like the weight of the vinyl and letting you know whether it's something that's going to be a little bit lighter or stretchy or anything like that. They do really good.
That's cool. K&A has some beautiful fabrics. I have seen them.
Yeah.
My issue is I hate pre-order. I am not a patient human. I don't know if you guys have all noticed, but I am not a patient human. So to wait 8 weeks for a fabric, like one time I ordered some like Tiger King when everyone was obsessed. And by the time the fabric got to me, everybody was then hating on Tiger King. And so that was a waste of a lot of money.
Yeah. So the same thing with me, Tori. Like right now, I didn't really do like a huge pre-order, but just a big order enough for it to do the market totes and stuff like that. And my supplier, he mailed it to me on time. He shipped it to my old address.
Oh no.
And so no.
Oh, my Toria today. I'm cool with that.
And then
Euphoria for a while.
package anywhere. So he
I'd
had
be
to
so pissed if they got it that wrong.
yeah, then he had to reprint it. So he reprinted it, mailed it back out. It took forever for the reprint because that means I had to get back in queue, right? And then the old address again.
How is he so stupid?
I was furious. I was like, how can you do that? I've told you like 6 times. And he's like, oh, mistake happened. Mistake happened. I was like, shit, mistake happened. I was like, but fix it. Like, seriously. So finally, and then he's like, okay, we'll call UPS. I was like, they won't let me do anything because I don't have the shipper's account information. It has to be the shipper
Yeah.
who initiates the change, not me. Because they need to verify, you know what I mean? Because anybody could say, oh, yeah, I'm Sandra Cox and I'm trying to with a tracking number. I'm like, seriously, right? So have to do it. So finally he did it. And they're sending it to this address here. But by now, everybody's so mad. I'm like, I don't know what to do.
I mean, there's not much you can do.
I can't do anything else. It's like, they'll just refund you guys your money. I don't know what to tell you.
It's like I understand that like everyone's frustrated in this situation. So the suppliers had to like lose money because they lost the package, and you have angry customers because it's not there and people want it. And I understand all problems, but like it was a mistake. It's not like this guy is out there deliberately sending it to wrong places because he's just lost money having to reprint it. So like it was an honest mistake and a very costly one for him, I imagine. But
Yep.
what can you do? I've never understood why people demand refunds on pre-orders when you already know it's going to take ages. The only time I could maybe justify doing that is if you ordered prints for Christmas and they showed up, they weren't going to then show up till like January because obviously you needed it for the Christmas rush. So in that particular instance, I would demand a refund. But beyond that, you order the fabric, it'll get there when it gets there. That is the curse of pre-orders.
Yep. Unfortunately. And this is like the first time it's ever happened with this guy. This is the same supplier that I've used for the last 4 years that I've done all of my customs and everything.
Yeah, so it wasn't deliberate, and it's not like he's a new idiot. He just made an honest mistake and looked up whatever they had on file and didn't update your address.
Exactly. Exactly. So get it. I wasn't really upset until this last time. I was like, now you've just made me mad. It's like,
The fact that he did it twice is a little bit ridiculous. I agree. So what? The people at your old address just kept the package? You couldn't like ring them or something and be like, "Hey, I'm getting a package there."
well, no, the space that I was at is still vacant, but I
Okay.
rang the person. My chocolate, not yours. I rang the person next door, asked him, "Can you go and see?" Because they said it was delivered left outside. Can you go see if you see it and everything? Even the church next door, everything. I called everybody, and everybody's like, "No, there's no package here."
Right.
And I did. I called everybody.
Well, that was my only solution.
Yeah.
It also depends on how nice your neighbors are, though, because like not everyone would be nice enough to like send it to you either, or hold it for you, or whatever.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if they held it for me because my husband does go back to the Raleigh Garner area, at least once every.
Yeah, and I imagine it's a heavy box, so you wouldn't want to have to pay 2 lots of shipping.
Isn't too bad because I'm not doing vinyl anymore.
Okay.
Only offering the
We're not going
waterproof.
to have vinyl for the Pixie.
That's gonna be just a solid, so
I thought
that's
it was
different.
glittery.
I know, but I'm saying it's not printed. I
Okay.
mean, printed vinyl.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Just a second.
Yeah.
I'm going to start on the new pattern next week now that I release brownie. Although next week as well, I'm going to do another video with an all vinyl brownie to show people that you can do it in leather. Because I just don't think I've got enough leather here. Although it would look really good in leather with fringing. My brain's been thinking about this lately. I got a thing for fringing at the moment. I can't help it. I'm insane. All right?
Yeah, but this one last night was really nice. The sequence fringing was really
Oh, I
nice.
love it. Did you see? Did I show you the David Bowie bag?
David Bowie? I don't think
I
so.
made a David Bowie labyrinth inspired bag, and it's got a different half sequence, half like soft fringing. Look at this. It's got sequins in it.
That's so pretty.
So I went with like the space look, and then the inside's a labyrinth. But look at the sequins; they just kind of like hang randomly on the soft fringing. So I've got like so many options. Ah!
Oh yeah, that's a really.
All right, let's add a zipper.
Yeah, that's really nice.
We're not doing fringing on the pixie, are we? Or are we doing it like a tassel, like a sparkly tassel?
I think it's going to be a sparkly accent of some sort. I was thinking of that chain, like that front chain thing that we were looking at.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
From the draw up that I sent you.
Okay, so now that I've made all of that, I need to take my pocket I made and set it up higher. So I'm going to probably just cut out 1 inch on the corners. So Pixie we're doing another collaboration because it's fun and nobody else collaborates with me. So they're pretty much just always with Sandra until somebody else asks me. But we're going to do another collaboration where she's going to do up a box and I'm going to do up a pattern to match. And we're going to call it Pixie because my new thing, I am going to name all my bags from this point forward mythical creatures because it makes me happy to do so.
Because we're doing it with like everything is going to be
sparkly and like it will remind you of a pixie
with crystals and like the hardware. Everything's going to have like
everything's going to be sparkly, but we're not calling it Tinkerbell because Tinkerbell is a pixie, so I'd prefer Pixie. So this will probably be after Quest because we haven't finalized everything, but she's been sending me some inspirational looks of things. We're going to have like sparkle rivets and things. Quest for me is next though. So Quest is going to be a choose your own adventure bag where I give you all these different options and then you pick. So like there'll be 2 outside vinyl accents. One will be like a subtle curve and then one might be like a bit more funky and edgy. And you get to play your choose your own adventure and make a bag. Because how is that not fun?
Yeah.
So like now, it's basically changing up a pattern, but I will give all of the options. So one option for the quest will be you have a base that you put in, and then option 2 in dotted lines will be add this to your pattern, and you can do a boxy bottom because some people just like to do boxy bottoms. They're not my thing, but I can still design them. I got the power. Boom. And that is why we skipped the corner accents because now I can cut out boxy bits and boxy the bottom of this. Why not? Then I'm going to, this base should actually reach the bottom because they are in fact the same size. So I am going to base them together. Actually, I don't know if I want to do that now that I think about it.
Yeah. If you just to let everybody know that I haven't really even talked to the vendors in the last like 2 weeks. I really have been taking
I
time just
didn't hurry. There's no
they're
hurry. No hurry.
not gonna be like
Before
it
I
probably
design Quest, I have to clean this room. So like there's that.
probably gonna be like October.
We should aim for like, what are we in now? June, July, August, September. Do you want to aim for like the end of September, right before October?
Yeah. Baby girl. What
That
do?
gives me like an end date. And that gives me time to design Quest
Yeah.
and do this next market. Because I have plans. Okay, so I just shortened this pocket on the inside of here because I'm going to boxy this out. Usually I stitch that to the bottom. But again, I don't want the pocket in the boxy bottom. So I've skipped it. That's the front done.
Very
And then I'm
nice.
going to do the same to the back pocket. Because again, don't want the boxy bottom to have the pockets.
Okay.
So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to pick the bottom, sew the bottom together. So it's got a nice pretty line, which is not in the pattern. And then put the top edge on. So the brownie that I just designed, I really want to do a patchwork version as well, like a boho. I've got an idea. Yeah, so it's going to be like boho. Not that I have boho fabric. I might have to go buy like 10 centimeters of a bunch of them from Spotlight. But do boho fabric and then add a bit of like random bits of fringing and tassel-y boho-y look. Thank you. I actually did my makeup today for a change, and I decided with bold because I was just feeling it. Sometimes I just get in the mood to wear really like dark makeup. Makes me happy.
Yeah.
I actually nearly wore my crown. You weren't here yesterday, Sandra. I bought myself 3 black and green crowns because I am legit a queen. My child keeps calling it. And so queens need a crown. So I bought myself some crowns and they look amazing. So every time I do a Q&A, I'm going to sit in my throne chair with a crown on my head. Which won't be often because I tend to answer people's questions as they come.
That's true.
But like a fun Q&A would be good. I just need a topic and then some questions from people. You also don't have to put these accents on this bag. You can just stitch it and then turn it through. I just think they're pretty. You can actually skip all accents on this bag and it'll still look nice. These just like up its level a little bit.
Don't mind me.
Always put the crease in because it's so much easier to find halfway when there's a physical like line.
Oh, you mother biscuit sons of.
What happened?
I pulled the pocket out of the way for me to, and then when I do the central line, I forgot to pull the freaking pocket.
I mean, we've all been there. We've all been there. I've done that. I've punched holes through zipper pockets. which I didn't notice. Somebody on a video noticed I did it. I didn't see. I wasn't paying attention. Such is life.
Okay,
Alright.
honey. Do you
So,
need it?
we're going to have that nice and high. But before I do that, we need 2 things. We need some of this, which is base stabilizer, which is going to stabilize my connectors. And I want a seams legit tap. I didn't put any on any of my French bags because I couldn't figure out where I want to put it where it'd look nice and not take over. So it just didn't get one. Hello, Christine. I actually think I might put it on the front. Here. Here's a good place for tags. I've got the skinny one. I reckon that'll look really good there. I'm going to crease it to find the center. I'm going to bend the prongs so that they're actually straight. Always a helpful one. Sandra, we need to find pretty casings for your ink for these pens.
Oh.
I've been thinking about it a lot lately, and I'm like, I want a pretty pen. I like things that are pretty, and this pen is amazing. So I'm going to go on a hunt and see if I can find like something to insert them in so that it's fabulous.
But I couldn't find anything.
Leave it
I
with
tried
me.
so many samples sent to me, and yeah.
Because I've seen a pen that has like a fake diamond on the end, and I'm like, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
I
but
just need to make sure that the inserts are the right size.
yeah, that's the whole thing. That was my problem, is finding something that it would actually fit inside of, that it wouldn't just like when you started writing would fall out.
Well, I just so happen to have to go to Officeworks today. So I'll see if they've got something, and then from there, jump online and find a cheaper equivalent. Ta-da! Big bag tag. Subtle but pretty.
Oh yeah, it is nice. It is pretty.
This is why I buy different size ones, people, because then they fit. Like a big square one wouldn't fit there, but this is subtle, pretty, and on the front. So, yay! Right, now I need a hole punch. I'm going to hole punch this stuff.
Okay, go ahead.
This is just going to give us extra stability for my little strap anchors. I'm back on my obsession with strap anchors, and you can't convince me otherwise.
Wow.
And I am going to go.
No, ma'am. Don't do that. Go. Hey, no, ma'am. There's always a close the door.
Oh. This is my favorite phrase stopping glue. It's called Fraylock by E6000. It's gluggy and not runny, and it's just my favorite.
You're such a baby. You don't need that. It's not good for you.
All right. Fraylock. Squeeze. As an all fabric or mostly fabric bag, Fraylock is your friend.
Yes.
Okay. Let's grab all the bits.
Gluggy, I love that. Yes. So, I took Luna last Tuesday to go get a Tuesday or Thursday. I don't remember what day it was. But I took her last week to the school. I think it was Thursday. To the school because there's a school here, like a grooming school for dogs. And
Yeah.
so I've taken her there before.
Yep.
But I took her there and they messed her up so bad. I
Oh
don't
no.
know that the haircut's not even like perfect or whatever. I don't care about that. But they literally like cut her behind her ear, like all down her neck.
Oh.
You could see actual like big scabs and everything on her bottom. She's got like rash burn kind of thing, like a razor burn in her bottom
Oh.
area. And she came back with fleas.
What? Did you ring them and be like, what the hell just happened?
No, I was pretty mad.
I'd be pretty mad.
I was really mad. So now she's like, and then the fleas obviously bit her. She's itchy now everywhere. Now, we went and gave her a bath. Gave her another bath ourselves.
You should ring them and be like, I won't be coming back because you've cut my dog and given it fleas. This is the opposite of what grooming is.
Yeah, I was
I'd be so mad. You give my dog fleas, I would be mad.
Yeah, because it's like we treat around here with the yard and everything to make sure she doesn't, here and at my mother-in-law's house, we treat outside for fleas and ticks and stuff. And then even more, we give her the preventative stuff all the time. So the only place she could have gotten them was the groomers.
Yeah,
The
I'd be
grooming
mad.
school, an actual groomer that she goes to has never happened.
So I'm just eyeballing this. I'm leaving a gap below these things. That's why I did them first. Because again, you want to box the corners.
Died for some reason. Oh, okay. Okay, just need to use that bar. Oh, okay.
Yeah, cool. I was just eyeballing it to make it make sure it was even. Because I didn't measure anything ever.
I don't either.
Gluggy is the right word. I'd just like to point that out. I stand by my gluggy. It's a good word. We don't get to use glorious words enough, in my opinion. So many good words that we just don't use. Tory pocket. Oh, come on, lungs.
I told her she.
It's actually getting better. I know it doesn't sound like it to you, but that is way better than it was. Maybe I do want to do zipper tabs. I keep changing my mind.
That's what happens.
I'm so indecisive. I'm like, zipper tabs? No zipper tabs. I really just want to take the afternoon off, like after this video, and fix my room. But I don't know how to fix it, which is why I'm not doing it.
Like a little clipper thing. She'll probably really enjoy that.
I'm like, loud music. And figure out what I need to fix it. That's what the problem is. I need to figure out how to fix it in order to fix it.
Yeah.
I keep looking around like I'll magically be able to know. I'm not a room interior designer at all. I am the worst at it. Like I really am. You can go into my house and I can prove that I'm really, really bad at it. But I don't know how to fix that problem. Sometimes you've either got it or you don't. And I don't. I don't have the eye. I can appreciate the end aesthetic of somebody else that's done it. My brain can't get there. because I'm too chaotic, and I know that that's what it is. I am a chaos demon, brought here to bring creativity and havoc to everybody.
Exactly.
What? So far, you guys aren't complaining. You love my havoc.
We love it. Amazing.
This table needs to go. I only brought it in here to sit my computer on, and it started accumulating crap. So it's got to go. I've got space on top of my, what are they called? Filing cabinet. But it's too tall to put anything functioning on there. Like, you can't use it because it's too tall. But I can't get a smaller filing cabinet because I have too many patterns.
Mhm.
I also don't use most of the patterns, so maybe I could do a sell-off of them. And then get a smaller cabinet, and then on top of that, the heat press could live. Like, that's a solution. I can just get like a crappy second-hand filing cabinet and then make it pretty by painting it or covering it in stickers or something. I'm gonna have to iron this because it's all cotton. All right, fold it over, clip it. Oh, maybe I'll do a patchwork vinyl brownie. I have a lot of like weird sized pieces of vinyl. All right, shove it through. Poke it through. The iron should be nearly done. No. See, I just got crap everywhere. Unacceptable.
I do too, so I can't say nothing.
Uh-oh. Thought I broke my iron. I just went to iron it. It didn't do anything. I'm like, oh no, it broke. But it's fine.
Ooh.
My brain's thinking about patchwork bags. What? I can't help it.
Breaking things or having your mind wander?
All of the above.
Yeah. Yeah.
I told you I'm an impatient person. I'm literally sitting here waiting for the iron to get hot enough. Pamela said hi. Hi.
don't know who you barking at.
The snake.
She's right in front of the window, the sliding glass window, just looking at me and then barking because she's like, "Let me." Now, mind you, Sierra's outside with her, but she doesn't want to be outside with Sierra.
I don't want to be
Yeah.
outside. It's cold outside.
It's hot out here.
Yes, well, I'll swap you. I'll have your hot weather where I can go back to wearing summer dresses and breathe, and you can have my cold weather.
Yeah.
I moved from cold weather for a reason.
You are.
I hate the cold. I like snuggling with a book, but my lungs don't. So that's not what we do.
Yeah.
I remember as a teenager, I used to sit in trees and read books. Has anyone noticed that the more you make a Tory pocket, the quicker you get at it? That was so fast.
Oh, and I also changed the size of your recess zipper because I was like, that's too big for me.
Fair enough. See, there's another change right there. Some people like it to take up all the space, and some people like to have quite a bit of a gap at each side. It's personal preference. I find that cool air is easier for me. I'm on oxygen. Oh, that's no good. Cold air seizes up my lungs. That's why I keep coughing right now. I have to concentrate on not coughing, actually. Okay, so look at our beautiful bag. What we need to do is cut out some corners. And I want to do it to these ones. Too big. I'm only doing little box corners. So the other one was 1 1/4, and this is 1. And I'm thinking that 1 is enough if I do a 3/8 seam allowance. Maybe not. That doesn't look big enough now that I've got it there.
Yeah, Luna does not like the heat because she's a she's a doodle, so she doesn't like the heat. Took her for a walk yesterday during like point of the day, and she kept stopping, like trying to like grab the leash and go, no.
Oh.
No, I don't want to walk anymore.
Like, Knuckles doesn't love the heat. He climbs and like digs holes in the dirt to lay in it.
She tries to do that here, but my husband does not like her.
Oh, I don't like it either, but you can't stop them. I just did a green bag custom order. I wish I had enough to make 2. Ooh, you should show me in my group. I love to see what other people make. And I've noticed I don't get as many glorious look what I made photos. We really need to encourage such things. I like seeing what everybody else does. It's fun and exciting to me.
Get out of there.
Ah! Just touched that was not planned.
What did you try?
All right, let's chop out my little corners. Went with 1 1/4 because once we take away seam allowance, it'll still be quite small. I'm going to do 3/8 seam allowance, not 1/2 inch, because I can. You can change that. I don't know if you guys know that, but on most bags, you can change the seam allowance when doing like a joining. Not for everything. Don't just go randomly, willy-nilly change seam allowances. Like on round bags, it won't work as well as you think. But like straight lines, it's fine.
Yep. And as long as you change it all the way around, like it's not just one seam. Because pieces need to match up together.
Yes. So like a joining, so when you put your bag inside, so the lining inside the exterior, that seam allowance could be anything you want. Because by that stage, they all match. Inspiration from others is where it's at. I once saw a really cool bend and snap by Lynn's Handmade. It was made with cork and like sparkle cork. And I made one because it was amazing. And then I got private angry emails and messages from the lady because I outright stole her design. I was like, I just thought it was pretty. And I only ever make one. It's not like, you know, didn't stop me though. I'm still here. Ha 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 ha. I'm so bad at taking pictures of my bags. I was too. That's why I have the giant light box. For those of you that want to see how giant it is, look at it. Huge. You can climb in it. But it's a one-stop shop to take photos. You just turn it on, put the bag in, and click. I love it. Now, I'm going to do, what's it called? Can't think of what it's called. Zipper ends, so that this zip is not in the top seam. So you need to cut off like 1 inch bits. Like a bit more than an inch. I don't make bend and snaps anymore. Don't know why, I just don't. It's because I have Dingo. Dingo is my version of a bend and snap. It's just really different.
Yeah.
Or seductress. You could put if you put seductress and Dingo together, you probably get close to a bend and snap.
Yeah, I'm horrible at taking back pictures of my stuff.
This is also why I needed it permanently set up. Otherwise, I tend to not do it because it's such a mission to pull it out and set it up to take a photo that takes 5 seconds. Very frustrating.
Yep, very frustrating.
But the box is so big. I mean, I got it big because I can take a photo of a ragga brush in that thing and it works without seeing the edges. That's why I have such a big one. If you don't make giant bags like a ragga brush, you don't need as big of a box. You can get smaller versions, but I don't want to have multiple boxes because that's even more space I'd have to find.
That's true.
I figure one big one's enough. And I do have more shelf space. So over here, the 2 shelves under here are not being fully utilized for storage because I don't have that much stuff because I am slowly getting through everything. But it's all like random little things that are everywhere. I need to go on like a labeling mission where I label everything and give it a permanent home. And then theoretically, everything will go back. And if I don't make it too cluttered, it won't be too hard to put things back. It also doesn't help that, like, my drawers over there are broken. It's not helping at all. I also have a lot of sticker vinyl that I don't use. So I feel like I should make up a bunch of stickers. Stick them on my website. I got some glow in the dark. Do you know of a good Oogie Boogie embroidery file. String Theory Fabric Art, I think, has a good one. Pretty sure she's got a good one. Oh, that's crooked. I missed. She's also got like the half face ones. I want to buy some of those half face designs and put them on Troll, like on the front. I think that'd be so cool to just have like a half face, you know, in all my spare time. I will do one, and I will do it as a video, so I inspire you guys to go do it. Because she does a lot of like, you can put them on hoodies, and towels. But
Like,
yeah, where it's like the half head and it's always an applique, and they're very cool. And she's got a lot of them, and they are amazing. But I would like to put one on the front of a Troll or on a Harridan. Take off some of the pockets on the outside and put the Harridan with a face. I think that'd be really cool. In saying that, I think everything's really cool. What do you do? I have bought a few designs on Etsy that are embroidery, but most of the ones I buy come from Urban Threads. They're my jam. Or Embroidery Library, which is the sister to Urban Threads if I need something cutesier. Oh, that didn't work at all. That whole thread just came out. Look at that. Magic trick. Otherwise, the other websites I have used are String Theory Fabric Art. She's one of my favorite for like inspired licensed stuff. So I have about 4 of her Lord of the Rings designs. They're wonderful. I'm a fan. So she does a lot of like pop art things. So that's where I go for my pop art. And then occasionally I go to embroiderers. Sometimes they have a lot of like Starbucks inspired designs with like different characters in them. So if that's your thing, if you drink coffee, jump on board with that. Okay. So that's the other thing. I have embroidery to do today, but I also really want to fix the room. Have I had trouble with selling licensed stuff? No. I've known people that have. And it's mainly in Australia, it's mainly bluey stuff. There's people and Cowboys, which is a rugby team here. There's people that go around to markets and are employed to look for people doing copyrighted stuff. So bluey's a huge one in Australia. That's not even. Even my eyes can see that's not even. My gosh, what am I doing? And the cowboy stuff, especially in Australia, like there's people's jobs. They get paid to go to a market and check and see if you're using licensed things. But things that I do, I've never had an issue. And I put mine on the internet for everyone to see. Like it's not like I'm secretly hiding them. I also, so like for example, the Brother embroidery machine comes with licensed Disney designs, but it's in the book that you're not allowed to sell them. Not that I've ever tried, but like I don't know how tough people monitor them near you. Worst they can do, and to start off with, all they're going to do is send you a cease and desist letter. So do it at your own peril. Some places are tougher on the laws than others. I've never been got. And I've done a lot of supernatural, actually, like a lot. Depends on your area. I've had no trouble. Doesn't mean you won't. Don't know what your laws are and if you've got people and stuff and things.
Yeah.
If you are super worried, maybe don't take on that stress.
Exactly, yeah. I try not to do anything really with a lot of licensed stuff.
See, I do heaps of Harry Potter and heaps of Lord of the Rings. I do a heap of skulls too. Whatever. Doing inspire, so like for example, you could do a Beetlejuice bag without putting Beetlejuice on it. You could get black and white stripes and then get like green glitter vinyl and have it oozing so it's inspired by, and they can't do you for that because it's got nothing officially licensed on it. But again, your area might be different to mine. What is going on? There we go.
Your what's going on with what?
You had Little Mermaid. Oh, my computer. You had something with Little Mermaid?
Oh, yeah, I had it up the new Little Mermaid, the black character. I had some all that up. But I don't sell it anymore. Like what I have is what I have, and that's it.
Yeah. Woo.
So like when I do things like that, I only have like a limited amount of it, and then that's it. Unless I
Yeah.
go and buy like insane for it. It's limited how much I can print. And
Oh.
then I also had it like I didn't use any of the actual like footage or anything like that from the actual movie. I literally had an artist do their interpretation of the
But
the
also,
action.
10% different from the original makes it unique, which is why so many bag patterns look so similar. 10% difference, and it's a new thing. So, like my wench wallet, there's somebody out there that did my wench wallet, but instead of the flap going over, the flap's at the end. I'm not mad. Such is life. It's similar, but it's got a different thing. So, like, there's nothing I could do even if I was mad. So, if you got an artist to do something inspirational, they can't do much.
Yep.
Really. So, do it at your own risk. It's not a very big risk where I am.
Artist. And on top of that, it was her interpretation and my interpretation of the lady if she looked like a cartoon.
Exactly.
So,
But yeah, I wouldn't do it if you are prone to stress and anxiety. Don't do it. Not worth your health to maybe sell a bag. But in saying that, again, I haven't had any really issues. I also have a whole tub that is licensed prints. In Australia, I think the rules might be a bit different because in America, a lot of your salvage edges say not for resale or use in whatever. Ours don't have that. So we pay more for those kinds of fabrics. Like they are more expensive than the other ones.
So it is.
But they don't have in a salvage edge that you can't make something and sell with it. So we must have different laws or something because it's not an issue here.
That's the thing that we pay more for those licensed fabrics too.
Yeah, but if it says that you can't use it to resale in the salvage edge, that's obviously the law where you are. I checked because somebody said in a comment once that it says it in the salvage, and I was like, oh, I've never noticed. So I went and looked, like a whole bunch of them, and none of mine have that. So I can resale, but technically doing embroidery, I'm not supposed to. But like, even that, if you have like a chibi version, which is like those cute cartoony versions, that's already different enough anyway. Pick your battles.
Yeah.
Like, it's sublimation. See, sublimation's where it gets real tricky, because if you're just stealing straight up like licensed images, that will probably get you done. But inspired stuff, not so much. Like Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland. There's so many versions of Alice in Wonderland stuff out there that I doubt anyone's going to come for you for it. And I say that because I recently got a sublimation with an Alice in Wonderland. I don't know where it's gone. What's it go? It's been lost to the chaotic mess of my life. But I got a whole bunch of like sublimated stuff. Some of them are cute little dogs. Some of them are horses. And one of them is Alice in Wonderland. All right, let's do this. I'm going to do 1/4-inch seam allowance. Ask me why. Because I got a little bit too close to the pocket. But I wanted one. But I wanted 1 1/4 inch. So 1 1/4 inch we shall get.
I know. It's an elephant. That's small. I got elephant zipper pull.
That's cool.
I've had
That's very cool. Where'd you get that? You don't know.
I think it was. I don't know. I think it was Wizardy or Zipper Valley or something like that.
Okay.
I've been here in the United States. And I got it and I loved it because it goes with this fabric so well.
Yeah, nice. Where did I get my sublimation prints? Somebody was selling them on Facebook, funnily enough. But I do know someone locally that has a sublimation printer. So if I wanted to, I could probably get her to put some stuff on some fabrics for me. My main issue with sublimating printing is I don't want the background to be white. So when you do a sublimation print, it has to be on white. So if I wanted sublimation on a piece of fabric, I'm going to want not just the image, but I'm going to want like a big section around of it done in color as well, so I can cut out a bag pattern and get all of it. It's literally my drama with those things. Otherwise, it has to be on white, and me and white don't get along. I live with messy, messy boys. Like, it's just not really an option.
DTF you can put on any color.
Yes, this is why I like DTF better, and this is why I would love a DTF machine. But they're about $8,000, and I cannot afford that. No matter how much I wish I could, I cannot. If I had a DTF printer, I would start a clothing brand for all of my snarky sewing sayings. We would do hoodies, shirts, and tracky pants. And they would not be the cutesy ones that you see everywhere else. They would be very uniquely Tory.
You can buy DTF.
So DTF stands for direct film transfers, and Recently we had a shop in town called the Vinyl Lobby. And it's Vinyl Lobby or Vinyl Loft. I always get the two confused. But they had a DTF machine. So you could go in, tell them what you want, send them an image, and they would print them out. I don't know too many, like, I'm sure you can find other places online. I know I get my DTF prints, the ones I've got are from like Etsy and Temu, but you can only get what they've kind of already done. So if you want custom ones, you need to find someone that's got a machine near you.
Yeah. Go to
In
a
a
lot of
perfect
like
world, DTF is where it's at for bags because you can put the DTF onto vinyl. So you could basically stop buying printed vinyl and just buy DTFs to put on the solids.
Yep.
You wouldn't need printed vinyl anymore. You could create your own custom printed vinyl with all the DTFs. You just position them. It would be amazing.
Yep.
Which is absolutely what I would do. I would make lots of little ones and then create a custom piece of vinyl because that's just who I am. You cut out the vinyl first into the bag shape and then you could just position them to be random without overusing them in a space that you don't need them. That's what I would do.
Yeah. And
Then
there
have
is
a big one on the front and then little ones strategically placed.
There was a place that down in Benson over by where I used to live up by Rock, and she did online, like you just upload your file and the DTF and then you either like a gang sheet, which is multitudes of the same image, or you could do random things as long as you fill up the sheet, or you could just do one, but certain size. But it has to be a transparent background.
Perfect. Because again,
JPEG.
it takes up so much ink otherwise. That's why I like the DTFs. It's just the image with a clear background. So you don't have like a white box, which is what kind of happens with sublimation. Like otherwise you need to waste a lot of ink. Or if you've got a sublimation and you're really good, you could use the SVGs of the pattern to overlay and then print the whole bag piece.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But depending on what size sublimation printer you've got, will be dependent on if that's actually going to work out for you the way you hope. Because if you've only got an A4 DTF printer, you can only do A4 at a time, which is not great when it comes to like bag making because most of my patterns are bigger than an A4 piece of paper. Most, not all, but most. And I don't want white backgrounds. And that's the main downfall of the DTF, the sublimation printers. There is, however, if you have a sublimation printer, I have seen a product that you can get and it's like it's white and so you cut it out the shape the exact size on the Cricut machine, iron that white onto like your hoodie and then put the sublimation on top. Have seen that as an option. It's a lot of extra steps and I don't have a sublimation printer anyway, so it's what you can afford or what's local to you. You might have a local company that does DTFs on demand, which would be amazing. You could just go there and be like, I want this. You find out if they sell it by the individual design or by the meter. And if they do it by the meter, you plan out a whole bunch of stuff and get it printed. I did see X Tools bringing out a DTF machine. I am super jealous.
What's the face? These are the sides.
All right, let's box out these corners and then I'm just going to do my strap and turn this back through. Should be interesting. But there's a There's a rundown on all things DTF and pretty designs. You've got embroidery, HTV, DTF, or sublimation. 4 ways to make stuff pretty, and it all has its pros and cons. DTFs are great. If you don't stick them down properly, they peel off really fast. You need to make sure you use the appropriate amount of heat without melting your vinyl. It's like a fine line. I've played that fine line. Embroidery is really good, but you need to purchase all of the designs, and it can get quite pricey in the long run. So a machine, to buy a brand new Brother embroidery machine, kind of like mine, but the newer model, is like $10,000, which is more than a DTF. But embroidery basically lasts forever. It doesn't fall off because it's stitched in. It's really good to put on clothing because you can wash it as much as you want and no amount of heat is going to make it fall off. Whereas HTV, some of them you can't put through the dryer because they'll, the heat is what sets them. So if you have it too hot, it will then melt off. Pros and cons to everything. I like both for bags. I have the option for both. You also don't find a lot of awesome looking horror stuff in embroidery files. And I can't digitize. So that's another thing. If you want to be able to make your own, you need to learn digitizing, which is a whole other thing. But just like everything else, you can pay somebody else to embroider your stuff if you don't want to buy an embroidery machine. Generally speaking, what I have noticed is people charge about $4 to put it in the hoop and then $1 every 1,000 stitches. So if you have a really complex design, which is like this, is about 56,000 stitches. So this would be about $60 to put onto a shirt. Which, if you just want one, is fine. But if you're going to just keep making bags with big complex designs, it would ultimately be cheaper to buy yourself a machine. Yep. Except then you've got to come up with the $10,000 with which to do so. Pros and cons to everything. Well, you can do what I do, buy secondhand. Mine was 3.5 secondhand, and they allowed lay-by, so I just slowly paid it off over time. And I did lay-by, not take-home, because I am more inspired to pay it off if I don't have it yet.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have Afterpay. I put it on my website because I understand how it's helpful to some people's lives, but I personally do not have Afterpay. I used it once to get my bracelet fixed because it cost $300 to fix a clasp on my bracelet. And then I turned it off after that. Also, I don't have a credit card. Spending money I don't have would be way too easy for me to go, I'll just buy it on the credit card. Should be right. An Australian credit doesn't work like American credit. I learnt this recently. You don't need to get a credit card to start a good credit rating in Australia. If you have no bad credit, that is considered good credit.
Oh. No credit is considered bad credit. That makes no sense for us.
Like if I've got no debts, that's a good thing. There you go, boxy bottom. Look at that. How cute.
Oh.
I didn't make the bag bigger by adding that boxy thing. And I've also just noticed that I missed that, which is so annoying. Now I've got to try and fix it on the bag. This is gonna suck. I mean, I can fix it. Doesn't mean I wanted to. Can't leave it like that, though. That's ridiculous. Okay, so that's the back. It obviously needs some squishing. The frog is actually quite cute up close. He's just a subtle frog. But see how he started lifting already? See that? Lifted. So I'm going to have to press it with a cloth and my little mini iron.
He wasn't stitched on?
No, well, so the edge is stitched on, but the HTV of the outline I heat pressed, and now that I've turned it, I've damaged it. So this is the downfall. This is what I was talking about. This is the downfall to DTF. But I didn't have any cute frog embroidery designs, and I don't see me using it again. And I'm trying to make sure that if I'm going to buy something, I'm going to use it at least twice, because otherwise it's wasteful.
Got it. Okay.
Because some embroidery designs are like $7 American, which doesn't sound like a lot, but if you're going to use it once and then you need another one for the next bag, let's say you make 5 bags in a week, that's $35 on embroidery design. Plus then you still have to stitch it. So I like to use everything at least twice so it's not wasteful. And I like to buy things when they're on sale. So when people do like a spend over X amount and get, 40% off, I go and buy a few designs then. Okay. That's crooked. Roller. The roller, for anyone that doesn't know, is helping crease those edges to keep them where I tell them to. See, I've got so much to do today, not enough time to do it all. I want to go to the hardware store to get some stuff for my market setup. I want to embroider the bag because it's the last fringe bag I need to make. I want to embroider my jumper because I'm going to put a dragon on it that says something about no pattern will tell me what to do. It's very appropriate.
It's that little clear bottle. That's spray check on it. It's on that little table that I sit next to. Thank you. So see what I did is I added the accent on the bottom, so it actually made it a little taller.
Yeah, nice. So you added an accent and adjusted the height. You did 2 things. That's technically 2. Feels like 1 because it's 1 process, but technically you did 2 things.
I did.
Because for the lining, you need to make sure that it's going to be the right height. Otherwise, your whole bag doesn't work. Hello, Misty.
So I cut the lining out to the same size that we'd have the exterior because of the top piece that you had
Okay.
done of it, So then that way the bottom piece down here is the same size as the one up there. So it's just like easy math.
Love that.
Thank you.
See? A simple change to a pattern with exactly the same pattern pieces.
I just put them in different spots.
Alrighty. Good. Now let's check the bobbin because I don't think I have enough. Nah, that's not going to do a whole strap. Don't be ridiculous. Hello from Georgia. I'm not good with geography. I know that's in America. That's all I got.
Georgia is 2 states south of me. On the same side.
Yeah, your states are really small compared to ours. The whole of Australia is almost the same size as America, and we have 7 states. You guys have like 50.
Yes, we do. Up in New is when they're really small, like the New England states, like where the first settlers kind of came. Well, not settlers, but I don't know how to explain it. But anyway, conquistadors. I don't know, because that would be Florida then. Anyway, they pretty much established their footing of saying we want our independence from Britain or whatever.
Fun.
That's where I know, right? That's where they're small states. They're tiny.
Oh, I'm going to be lazy. We're just going to set that bad boy up. That was so much fun.
Are you doing straps?
Yeah. Can you tell by the insane speed?
Yes.
But it's so fun. So much fun.
I am in North Carolina. I'm in Wilmington, North Carolina now. I used to be in Raleigh. And
Is that
moved
also
down.
in North Carolina? Did you change state?
No, it's all in North Carolina. Yep. North Carolina.
Every time you say North Carolina, my brain goes, Sweet Caroline. I don't know why. Because I'm insane.
That's pretty much our.
This is what I need. No, not that pen. This pen's better. I'm going to go with 2 rivets because it's pretty and I can. We're going on vacation to Asheville.
Oh, that's in the mountains.
Is it Asheville or Asherville?
Asheville.
Okay, so it's right the first time. Woo, go me. Good luck trying to pronounce our places. We got some weird ones.
Yeah, like a quacka. I still have the fun talking about.
I used to live in Puckapunyal. Good luck writing that one down.
Spaniel. Is that like a cocker spaniel?
No, Puckapunyal. It means windy something. Windy tunnel, I think.
Windy.
No, I'm in Woolgaroo. They only know of one vowel here, and it's U. Lots of U's. Got to use the green rivets. I couldn't think of anywhere else to put them, so they're going on the handle.
Wagga?
Wagga wagga. It's not wagga, it's wagga. Yeah, see?
Wagga. Wagga.
Anoomba, that's a good point. Anoomba, that's a suburb near me, just down the road. Wonthaggi, that's a fun one. Toowoomba, it's Toowoomba. Well, that's a weird one. Nice.
Anyone like the really big ones on this bag? Because it just wouldn't look right.
Fair enough.
But I like the little one.
Oh, do we have sparkly bag feet? Are we putting bag feet on Pixie?
Oh. I mean, I guess we could. But would you see it?
Is that the point? It's not about can you see it. It's about does it exist?
I don't think it exists. We've got the sparkly D-rings, the zipper pull, the chain.
Could we get a secret message on some kind of sparkly looking fabric to put in? Green on green on green. You reckon I got enough green on my green bag?
It's cute.
We are making different bags. So this is from the dice game. I haven't said this in a while. So this is a free printable download on my website. If you go to seemslegit.com.au, click on swag, and then there's a dice game. There's a blue here button if you read the description. If you click there, it will download the PDF. So you can get a color and a black and white version of this. And it comes...
Uh-oh. She went out. Is that me or? Oh no, she went out. Uh-oh. She's back. Are you back?
So apparently the internet in my life just cut out. I am very sorry.
Yeah, you're very quiet.
That was a lot. Alright, so yes, we are making different bags. Am I back? I feel like I'm back. I'm back. We're fine. So, printables. You get 4 of these on a sheet you can print out, and you can have a color and a black and white version of this. And so then these are all in line with D&D or Dungeons and Dragons dice. So you get a whole bunch of different dice. I bought special ones. These are metal because I wanted fancy ones. And mine are green and black because that's totally my jam. So each of the different dice corresponds to a different thing that you're going to make. So my bag had to be mostly cotton, animal bag in green. It had to have a tassel. The bag that I got was possum pouch. And I had 90 minutes to design it, and I had to have 3 extras. I don't know why my audio is stuffed up. I'm really sorry.
Hold on, let's go out.
But if we go out and go in, won't it like shut it down? I don't want to shut it down.
No, not you, me.
Oh, I don't know if that's going to help. My internet's the issue, isn't it? Stupid internet. We're just not friends. Oh, I put my zipper backwards, by the way. There we go. Let's add her back in. do we feel now?
Okay.
Do I feel sound any better? I mean, I hope so. It's still low. If I go out, we cancel the whole thing, so I'll have to stop. I don't want to stop.
Yeah, I don't want to either.
There's my pretty bag, though. What? It's cute with a boxy bottom. And you could always add some space if you wanted, like, the same height of bag. But that's really cute. I actually kind of almost prefer it like that. It almost stands up by itself. And the pockets pretty much end right at the crease so that it's not tucked under, filling with dirt and sand. But that is my green animal, mostly cotton bag. Mission accomplished.
And
You what?
I said, and I'm still.
Yeah, but your bag was bigger than mine. That's why I told you to start and I'll do the dice stuff. So for anyone that's just signed in, if you would like to play along with this game, I, having the time, can actually do a roll for you. And you can make your own version of this, even if you don't have Dungeons & Dragons dice. I can do a roll for you right now, and then you get to make your own custom bag. So the reason that Sandra and I made this in the first place is because I was finding a lot of people had lost their sojo and didn't know what to make. Most of the patterns are mine and some are Sandra's. So you'll have to own our pattern or purchase the pattern if you don't have it. But you'll also get 2 re-rolls. So I did this earlier for someone and she's going to go make the bag that we decided to custom. I got my dice from AliExpress. They were on sale for $17. They are metal. You don't have to get metal ones. If you have a look around, you can get all kinds of cool custom ones. Some people even do them where it's liquid inside, so it's all moving and glorious. They put mica powder in it so they look magical. I went with green dragon scales. I don't know if you can see that because the light's wrong, but it's green and black or gunmetal, but they're metal, so they're quite heavy. Not that I'm upset about that at all. But yeah, so you can get your own set in a lot of places. You can get cheap ones. You don't have to spend as much as this. You can get them for under $10. They'll just be plain, and I obviously did not want that. I also didn't realize they were metal when I got them. I thought they were going to be like resin cast, but they're not, and I'm not mad about it. So, in saying that, oh my gosh, what is going on? There we go. You can get your own dice, or if you want to, I can roll you a bag right now. I made this box too, but my D20 is too big for the box, which is very upsetting. I'll take that out. They closed mostly. Maybe, maybe not. All my dice are too big. It is what it is. I don't know, they close except for that one. That one's just too big. Could be because mine are metal and are a different size. I don't know. Doesn't matter. So anyway, does anybody want me to do a roll for them so that you can make your own custom bag?
Yeah, we did it for.
You're spot on about lose mojo. My dice should be here today, so looking forward to playing. Perfect. It's a really good way to make something and you don't know what you're doing. So Sandra got purple cotton animal that had to have a secret message. She got Jezebel. She had to do 5 alterations to the pattern. And I just don't remember how many minutes you had to do all that.
60.
She had an hour. So the hour is like sit down prep time. So that's like peruse the internet for things you might want to buy. It's thinking about your changes. It's not actually cutting out the pattern. It's the prep work. It's the amount of time allocated for the prep work before you cut out the pattern. So that's what that time's for. So it's not just to cut out the bag, because if you got 10 minutes, absolutely no way could you do that. But it also stops you from like doom scrolling the internet, because you set your yourself a time frame to get everything you need. So you might already have most of the stuff, but then you might need to get like one extra part to it. So some of the D12 is my favorite. So it's got things like you might have to have a tassel or a magnetic closure or a cargo pocket or an elaborate strap, or it might have to glow in the dark in some way. So those kinds of things, you need to go on the internet and find them to purchase them. And so you get your allocated time to do that. Stops you from procrastinating, stops you from doom scrolling, and you don't have to really make any decisions about the bag because this will tell you what to do. And the rules of the game are you can have 2 re-rolls. So if you roll something and you just like, nah, not gonna happen, you can re-roll, but you re-roll at the end so that, because some things you might be like, no, and then it might match. So you re-roll at the end and you pick 2 things you want to re-roll. You want to play. I will roll for you right now. So grab a pen and paper. Let me know when you've got it so you can write down all of the answers. And I will absolutely do a roll for you because this is fun. But grab a pen and paper because you'll need it. All right, ready. So we're going to start with what type of fabric. So that is our little D4 here. So I'm going to roll it and leather. That keeps popping up a lot. I don't know if it's me. Anyway, so leather is the first one. Now, again, if you want to change anything, we're going to do it at the end. So the bag theme is going to be, not that one. Where's my 8? That's my 8. So this is the bag theme. Whoop, 2. So 2 is gothic. So far we've got leather and gothic. The color of the bag, so that's this one here, is going to be brown. And then it must have one of these items in it. And so the one item that you have to put in the bag is number 4, which is a matching wallet. So you have to make a matching wallet. So that can be like a simple little card slot wallet. It doesn't have to be like an elaborate NCW if you don't want to. But the thing that you must do is make a matching wallet and make it a set. The pattern that we're going to be doing is 17, which is the wallaby. Oh, that's hard. I mean, it can be done, but I would not be making a leather wallaby, personally. The amount of extras you need to have, so these are like add-ons or changes that you do to the original pattern, 2. And you get 20 minutes to gather all your supplies and think about what you want to do. So, before we get into that, are there any re-rolls that you'd like to do? I personally would not be making a leather wallaby. The wallaby was designed as like a tote bag that carries your hat, just if you need to know what that pattern was. I use mine for shopping for food because it's a tote but with a gusset in the bottom. What purse does she make? She can make any purse she wants. There's no rules on that unless you want me to give you an answer. Because if you're doing gothic, I personally would recommend my tombstone wallet because it's gothic as well, and then it would match. So if you want that answer, that's what I suggest.
Tombstone, yeah.
The tombstone wallet is basically an all vinyl or leather shaped like a tombstone. So you could do, if you're doing leather, you could laser engrave that or HTV it or something. Anyway, that is what I would recommend because you got the gothic design.
She wants to re-roll fabric and color.
Okay, fabric and color. So let's do that. 3, cork. I don't know if that's any better. Cotton. And fabric, and then color, which was the 10, which is that one. What did we have the first time? Brown. I just rolled around again. Hold that thought. Is that a 9? No, that's a 6. So 6, I got green. Green Gothic. I mean, when I say Gothic, you could do that a bit kind of Beetlejuice horror. That's got green. You could do... I don't know. That's a hard bag. I did cotton, Gothic, green. I could see that as a wallaby, actually. I could see that. So for anyone that hasn't looked at this yet, the bag themes are Western, Gothic, pop culture, musical, floral, animal, fantasy, or plain. They are the options. Just if anybody wanted to know that.
I don't know who you.
What?
Luna came up me hard. Sierra's taking her upstairs, and she's like, "I don't think you are." That's pretty much what Luna's doing.
What are you doing? Oh no, it's alright. I thought you were doing something different. No, you're doing fine. It's just the way I was just tripping. It's fine. I don't know what I thought you were doing. Totally makes sense. You're totally doing it normal. Ignore me. But what I saw was you'd sewn the base on, and then you were going to sew the sides and then pinch the bottom or something. I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah. Looked trippy for a second there. The sound is echoing. I'm sorry. We're not having a good plan here. Also for the bag, once you've got all your stuff and it's all come in the mail in case you have to order something. So from the moment all your supplies are in your house, give yourself 1 week to complete the bag. Because if you drag it out too much, you won't ever do it. So it's 1 week after the last piece has arrived in the mail. Because if you have to order stuff and it takes 2.5 weeks, then that's not fair. So a week after arrival is when you should have your bag completed. Give yourself a time frame, not to be pushy, but to make sure that you don't procrastinate too much. It's nice to have a deadline sometimes. And a week once everything's arrived, so you can start it. Like if you order stuff right now, you can start cutting it out now, and then your week starts from when the last thing arrives. So you could technically have like 2 or 3 weeks to cut it and prep it. But from the last thing arriving, a week later, you should have the bag sewn, is the idea. Anyway, I love this game. I think it's wonderful. Alright, that's me done. So, what I'm going to do is, I always need to cut more bags. I would cut a leather brownie, but I'm thinking I might want to patchwork one because it would look amazing. Are we playing it together? Well, we're not going to do a bag swap so much, but this is just to help anybody that is in a bit of a funk. I'm trying to help inspire you to get back in love with sewing. So if you're in a funk and you're like, oh, I don't know what to make, I can't pick a pattern, I don't know what color I feel like, this kind of just eliminates those problems and it gives you a bit of a focus. So you now know that you're going to you've already picked the pattern and the color. Like it's got most of your focus, and then you can just play around with the details. So I did think about doing it as a swap, but some people are going to feel that that's unfair if I, for example, made a ragabrash for someone, like a really big bag, and then I got sent whatever the smaller, like a harlot. I don't want people to feel upset by that, which is why I haven't done that. But a way that you could do a swapsy, I've been thinking about this because my brain does that, is you could do a swapsy where you and your partner make the same bag. So you roll the dice for that, but then you tell them your favorite color and they tell you their favorite color, and then everything else has to be as is. That's one way to do it if you wanted to. But at this stage, we are just doing it. I'm trying to be motivational so that you go and make something fun and new. You might not have made that pattern before. You might not have worked with those fabrics before. You might hate the idea of making something gothic, but it's also a challenge because I'm all about pushing the boundaries. So that's my take on it anyway. So you are welcome to make one. I want everyone. I'm going to create a hashtag or something so that you can all show me what you've made with the dice game because it'd be so much more fun. But they are all mine and Sandra's patterns. So if you haven't purchased all of mine,
My way on right now. I a pattern. Message me.
There you go. I am pretty excited. I have 20 bag patterns though, or nearly. Like I've got brownie now. That would make it almost 20. But again, you could use a re-roll. And we have international issues as well. Yeah, see, it's all these things. I'd love to do another swapsy, but they are a lot of work that I don't think you guys realize I go through. So when everybody first signs up, they're all super keen. And then when it comes close to deadline, I get a lot of messages. Oh, I've just been in hospital, or something's happened in life, or whatever. And so they're late, or they just ghost me entirely and don't tell me that they don't want to participate. So then I have to go on a mission to make a whole bunch of extra ones, which I don't mind doing, but it is still more time, and I don't ever want people to feel left out. And I have had a few cases where things got lost in the mail. When I did, I think it was Whippersnapper, one of the ladies went to the person liked horror, so they took a photo of the bag on Stephen King's like fence, and I think maybe she got something signed from him, and it went in the mail, and then that particular mail got lost. So the lady that was receiving it kept messaging me saying I didn't get one, but then the other lady was like, well, I promise I sent it, and here's all the cool stuff I did. So there's always those dramas too. So there's a lot of in the back end that happens, and it's if I was to do another one, I need a helper because I am only one person. And it's a lot. I have admitted I had, so the most I've ever had to redo was 9, but I had some people called Sewing Angels who offered to do a second one for me, so I didn't have to make all 9 of the failed ones. But when there's only like less than 30 people playing and 9 people don't send them, that's a bit sad. That's nearly a third. Oh, look at your bag go. That's a nice big bag now that you've made it taller. I like it.
For the lining. I think my side is big enough.
Right.
I get it.
I'm like, what should I be doing right now? I could be making tassels for all of these things. Yeah, no one needs drama. I don't enjoy drama. I'm fairly drama free over here. It's wonderful. Alright, so we need a brown tassel. See, the problem is I need to put HTV on the back, which means I need to go over to that. popular though. So I make this is 14 inches by 2 inches, and then the fabric is 14 by 1.5 with a little clip. Pom-pom that is made of fur, and I got them in a whole bunch of colors. And then I do a tassel, and I sell them as key fob things. And I sold out at the last market. I had 0 left by the end. So I want to make like 20 more. So I've got like a zombie Bubble-O Bill. So for those in Australia, you know what Bubble-O Bill is. For those overseas, Bubble-O Bill is a classic Aussie ice cream that's shaped like a sheriff, and the nose is bubblegum. And so this is a zombie version. Love that. Actually, I put the pom-pom in that. Pom-poms are in this here box. So I'm thinking purple because I don't have a bright green. I've only got like pastels and stuff, well, except the pink. But I think the purple works quite well for that. I have a lot of black, but I don't want to put black on everything.
I didn't make my stuff long enough, so.
What was that?
I didn't make the sides of.
Oh, whoops.
That's the only thing I didn't add any.
I'm looking for jump rings, but I think all my jump rings are inside just to make matters more annoying. I love these types of hardware. I actually like these better than drawers at this point in my life. These are tiny little black jump rings. They're such a pain to work with though. Such a pain. I put them in like little tic-tac.
Okay, now. I should have assembled it. Differently. Because I had to put the base on.
Oh, I don't know. I always assemble my bags pretty much in the same order. I do all the sides and then the base at the end. And if it's going to be a pain to turn through, I just sew one side of the base and leave the rest open. Ow! So this is like the world's smallest key ring. It keeps hurting me because it's a jerk. Oh, she's gone. Where have you gone, lovely?
I had to make. So I put vinyl at the top.
Okay.
They just had to trim it down. Two. There's sides.
Pink will be like the colors of the bubble gum. Well, this one's purple. It's purple and green. So the pink doesn't quite match as well as I'd hoped. The purple works better. I know you can't tell in this light. But the purple does work better. But it's also a matter of these stupid split rings. I bought split rings instead of jump rings, which I think is half my problem. But I need to wedge something in there wide enough to be able to get everything on it. Because it's being a jerk and it's hurting my fingers. Normally, I use jump rings, not split rings, but they're all inside, and I want to do this now. So I'm just going to sit here and fight with it and make it happen. Because I'm stubborn like that. Inside, I have like 1,000 jump rings. Oh, maybe about 800, but still, like a lot. And this gets hidden in the fur of the pom-pom, so it doesn't really matter what color you do. Come on. It's too small. It's driving me nuts. But I don't like to be defeated by things, which is why I'm not giving up. Alright, so now that I've got that bit on, before we go any further, I'm going to put this on at the same time. So this bit has like an elastic. So if you pull it tight, it's thinner and then easier to get on. Sometimes not. Right. There we go. There's that.
Oh no, I got it.
Aha! See, nothing will defeat me. Maybe. Maybe it will. Ta-da! Can't even see the black bit, and that's fine. And then we just need a tassel. So I'm going to do green tassel, probably with purple HTV on the back, because again, matching. This one gets a black one because it is, what's his bloody name? Supernatural. Matches a bag I made, so I use the same vinyl in case they want to buy a set. I did have a bright pink one, you are correct, but I'm thinking it's not bright enough. Whereas I'm going to have a lot of other ones like these that I can put brighter colours with. They'll all get used, I promise. So I bought a box. It wasn't this box. This is one of my boxes. But I bought a box of pom-poms and it comes with a whole bunch of colours. And then I bought a second set that was just black. So I do have a lot of black. I've also used a lot. I used to have a lot of like browns and greys and beiges. But they're all gone. Mostly. I've got one grey. I've got cream, white, yellow. So this is pretty much it, and then the rest are all black. So I have a lot of pom-poms, and now I just kind of have to match them all. So I think this one's going to get the purple. No, wait. No, this one's going to get the blue. And that's because... Okay, hold on. You guys can help me make this decision. This is one of the bags that I used that with. And it's got blue tassel on a purple bag. So it's blue and purple. Would you recommend, so that's probably the wrong colour, but it matches in here. So we could do that one. Or we could do purple, but again, it's the wrong shade of purple. The hot pink one doesn't match the bag. Black. I could do black, but I just feel like it's boring. I got black for all the horror ones, to be totally honest. What colour pom-pom would you do? This is one of the few bags I feel like black is not the answer. Whereas this one most likely will be black. All the options of colours. I actually have two bags with this. I have another one inside that is a kangaroo. I didn't use purple with that. I'm pretty sure I used blue. It's so pretty though. Everyone says blue. Blue it is. I get to fight that thing again. Yay! And we want rainbow hardware for that one because it matches the bag. And if nothing else, I really do enjoy matchy. So we need one of these and one of those. And I'll need a tassel, but we'll do that later. So let's start with this. Now I have started stitching these together because I find that they slip and that's rude. AliExpress or Temu. I bought bulk fur pom-poms. I don't know where else I got them. They weren't very expensive. They were less than 50 cents each because I bought them in bulk. And that's the beauty of buying in bulk. Alright, push it in. Squish it together with the pliers. As hard as you can. Otherwise it'll come out. That's good now. Now to fight with this nightmarish thing again. Yay! I shouldn't complain. If I had dark blue, that would have been better, but I think I only got one or two dark blue and they've already gone. But I would like to get most of these made up into these, and I'm going to sell them for probably $15 because they take a while. And just because I got these pom-poms in bulk and cheap, usually they're a couple of bucks each. If you're just buying like one here and there, they're between $2 and $4 in Australia. Spotlight sell pom-poms, they're about $4 each. And they have like rabbit ears and stuff on them, which I think's weird, but whatever. I'm not going to attach this to this, hoping that the less weight will be easier to maneuver. You're hooning, woman. Ow. I'm sure there's a better way to do this. How much do I cut out? So these are 14 inches by 2 inches. And the accent, I usually do 14 inches by 1.5. It's why my medium-sized ruler is exactly the size that you need for a wristlet strap. It's why I designed my bag. So my templates for my rulers all have multi-uses. So that's literally why I did it. Oh, how much? So I did. I'm going to charge $15. I don't know how much they cost me to make. Not much, but again, I have everything in bulk. Like I bought all of these in bulk in all 5 colors of hardware. At the time, I couldn't actually even find rose gold ones. Because you need both parts. So the initial amount, I have the volume. So I tend to just cut them as I go. Like if there's a bit of leftovers, I cut them and usually have like a random pile. But I've been sewing up my pile. And that's actually not as efficient. You should cut them as you make the bag because the thread will be the same color and that's more efficient to sew them and then put them in like a flat pile. So like this one, you could just leave it to the side. This one's going to have the hot pink. So I've just stitched the fabric to the vinyl and then you can just leave them aside because there's no more sewing after this point. Once you've sewn that bit together, you're good to go. So you can just chuck them in a pile and then when you feel like doing this part, you can tackle them. But I I tend to cut them out as I'm prepping the bag because it's usually a leftover piece, and once I've cut out one or two of those, the rest is so scrappy it goes in the bin. Yeah, so with purse pals and pocket pals, you cut out your excess. This is another thing I'm trying to do. I am trying to have less little pieces left behind. So I'm trying to like cut them and make them up as I go. I didn't say I'm overly successful, but I am trying. So I'm trying to like eliminate a whole piece so I don't have to look at some scrap and go, oh, when can I be bothered? Like if I just cut it, I'll do it.
I've seen her do it too.
Yeah, just cut it as I go, which is also how I end up with so much mess and chaos around me. Because like one tub is one pattern, and then I'm like, oh, and then there's that. Oh, and I can get a little one of them. Oh, and I can do an accent piece on that. And then I end up with like crap everywhere. But I am trying to do better. And purse pals and pocket pals are a great way to use up scraps. If you've got bigger scraps, a wench wallet, but wench wallets are for people with a lot of cards, so they are more for older people because all the younger people already have all of their cards in their phone, so they don't have as many physical cards. So you got to pick your audience when you're picking your fabrics. But at the time I designed that, everyone was raging about them. That's why I designed it. This is a nightmare and it won't go on.
I think I might do the strap because it's taking me a while.
Okay.
We haven't even done that.
Oh yeah, I got it. What color am I trying to do? Blue. Blue would also match with that, but pink looks better. You also have to hunt around for the little loop. Sometimes it's hard to, there it is. Sometimes it's hard to find. The reason I got two fingers in is because the tighter you pull it, the easier it should slide onto the tiny little gap that you've got without stabbing through the elasticy fabricy bits. No! Just pulled it off! This is the crap bit.
Patty.
Your bag is lovely when it's been bigger. We're totally using that shape as the base for Quest, but I have plans. Use pliers. Don't do what I'm doing, people.
Did you say something?
I did. I said use pliers. Don't do what I'm doing with my snips. You're going to wreck them. But my pliers are inside with my jewelry. There's no room in this room for jewelry as well. Oh my god, idiot.
Okay. I'm gonna
Looking very fancy.
I left the hole open here.
Put all these back. Cool, another one. I kind of like pink for that. Pink or black? Pink makes it a bit more girly. Black is a classic.
Okay, Missy.
Ooh, that's a nice color. Pink. That looks nice. Not that I thought that it wouldn't. I'm apparently a glutton for punishment because I'm going to do another one. I mean, I have to do them eventually anyway. But I want to take at least 20 to the market. And no double
Sierra. Okay, baby. Yeah, you have leftovers. You have leftovers from. Okay.
These ones should be easier because the metal's thinner.
I'm gonna have to do my top because it's pretty way corners right here. If I would have done this, the lining, it would have been fine, but it's too thick. That machine's over thick.
Fair enough. I mean, don't wreck the bag by sewing it now.
No, I'm not going to.
It's not
I'm just gonna do this and give you guys an idea. So that's the inside.
Nice.
So here's the zipper right here. And it's not much of a just have to put like a regular water bottle on.
Yeah, nice. Oh, you should have had one of those water bottle things you sent me. They're cool.
I haven't even made that. The troll?
No, but you sent me. Where did I put them? I put them here somewhere. You sent me those things that are like plastic clips that hold a drink bottle off the side of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been good.
They'll be going in Quest. So make sure your website's up again by Quest so people can buy them from you.
Okay.
I mean,
I think
it's.
it's.
I can't find the loop. Ah, there it is. Oh, I lost it. Damn it.
Okay. So let me do this. Oh, I forgot to also put in here.
Yes, Patty.
Yeah.
I got Tory with a comma. Does this mean that we're about to get a paragraph? Is something wrong? I use staple remover. Yeah, I know. I usually just don't use these, but the other stuff's inside. And I'm being impatient because that's who I am.
Yeah, I'll put these.
So I'm just struggling through it.
I'm gonna need to do
a staple remover in this house. And it's not like I could just pop down the street while I'm live. I'd have to get off the phone. Jump rings are a much better option, people. This is not the way.
I gotta come back to that.
The bag is very cute though.
Okay.
Are you doing the grommets to attach the handle?
Yes, that's the.
Without sound, that was quite an interesting hand motion you just did.
So I got the craft more on Etsy. I think it.
Yeah, cool.
I got these like three. Zippers. It might have been actually the same. Okay. Are the ones I got. They're screwed on ones.
Oh yeah, I had them. We're not friends. Just be warned, me and those things are not friends. They're cool.
Yeah.
They look cool. We're not friends.
Yeah. So yeah.
I have decided for all future bag problems with grommets, I am going to stick to the traditional squish it in with a hand press. Hand press.
Yeah, I bet you are. All right, so let me just do the change. Yeah. We can speed up.
I mean, I'm still working. It's fine.
I know, but I have to house after this.
Yeah, I've got. Oh my god, it's 11 o'clock already. Yeah, I got stuff to do too.
I gotta take Sierra to house and Luna to grandma this week while we do. That's fine, baby. Well, we go to meet this weekend in which is South Carolina. So we have to drive 4 hours.
That's not that bad. I love road trips though, so I mean.
We just have to be there by 11:30 in the morning.
Okay.
So we have to leave pretty early.
Have everything packed the night before, roll out of bed into the shower, and then roll out of the shower into the car. Easy peasy.
So see, I'm doing it just as a
I'm about ready to give up right now. Yeah, cool.
I hold put a piece of basic.
Yeah, nice. understand how this fell off when I put it on first, but that's still on. This is not fun. I miss my jump rings. I would be done by now.
Take off some.
This is my last try. If this doesn't work, I quit.
There are no quitters.
Well, I'd quit. I wouldn't quit making them, but I'd quit using these stupid split rings and go back to my jump rings, which is what I thought I ordered in the first place.
Oh yeah.
Big split rings are way easier. The tiny, like the tiny little ones, are a nightmare. But there's another one done. I need to make a lot of tassels.
My mom used to make jewelry.
That's cool. You know what else you can do? You can laser engrave right here. I still might yet. Who knows? This one's gonna get purple too. Yoda. So many. Oh, I've got messages. Staple thing is probably a good idea. I am going to a place, but I think they cost me $3 and I don't know how much I care because they're a pain. I won't throw them out because they're not big enough to create a life problem. Ooh, somebody in my group just put up a glorious green bag. Love that. I love it when you guys post pictures. Please always post pictures.
You see that? And now you're back. All of you. No? Because you inhaled it? Here's another thing. My swallow is.
Alright, just pop those there. I can turn off my machine now. It's not doing anything. But yeah, if you have my rulers, this is the one that I use to cut out all the straps. Because it's just easy then. And I always do my fabric less than my vinyl. Because I like the peekaboo look. I don't like trying to get them perfectly even. I find that you can see mistakes more readily like that. You are, of course, welcome to do it however you want. I just don't like doing it that way. And this is a waterproof canvas from Mia Zen, which I just thought was really pretty. I made a very, very altered Nora by Swoon with it. It was awesome. How'd your strap go, lovely?
It's turning out really nice.
That is nice.
Pain in my butt.
How good. Do you measure out your thirds or do you eyeball it?
I measured it one on either side.
Nice.
Then I put the 1 inch interfacing bencher.
Yep.
So it helps me as a guide.
Cool.
I did all my prep work. The sticky tape is like nothing.
Tape can be finicky. I understand these things. Though your tape is my favorite. I've sold out of most of the tapes, but I kept myself a lot of the 3/4 inch because you can't get it locally and it's my favorite. And I go through quite a lot of it.
Yeah.
Tis the best.
I have so much of it.
I don't really use an 1/8 of an inch very often because I just sew and hope for the best. With zippers, like I don't place them, I just clip it and I'm like, hope for the best. Should be right. Usually is. No dramas there.
I actually use my inch the most, really. And that's the one I'm pretty much almost got so much of it.
Don't mind me, I'm just responding to people. I do really like this as a small bag. It turned out very cute.
Good.
I have to iron him on, and the reason I'm not doing it right now is because I don't know where the cord is to this iron. It'll be over there in my mess somewhere. But I plan on using a mini iron with a piece of cotton over the top so that I don't actually damage the vinyl. And just actually, I could probably look for the. I see a cord off in the distance. Oh, it actually might be it. Big cord for a little iron. Now the question is the closest PowerPoint so I can still use it. That would be this one. Plug it in. Put the PowerPoint on the bench. Not that you guys can see that, but it's up on the table so that it'll work. May as well fix it now. Why not? Also, you guys might not have ever had to do this or seen how to do it. So, good learning experience. So what you need is a scrap of fabric. This is not so much a scrap because I do plan on making it into another bag, but it's scrappy enough for what I need it for. Then I've just got to wait for the heat. What I personally like to do is put one hand inside so I can push against myself. I find it easier. Basically, I hold my hand there till it starts to burn, and then you know it's probably melted enough.
We're gonna have to do the same thing
What?
with this because this is
Yeah.
maybe not.
Warm.
Use her side just nice dirty or just Put on the tape. Put sticky sides.
A little bit more. I mean, it looks mostly stuck, but I'm just better to be safe than sorry. I'm also putting a lot of pressure. Pressure is important. You don't just want the heat, you want the pressure to push it on. It's almost like I'm scrubbing it till my hand gets too hot. Unplug it. All fixed. Did not damage my vinyl. Ta-da! Let it cool down. It's quite hot.
No, I for like the measurement. Should it be like an inch, not where they go?
What are you trying to do?
Place the place beam where the comment.
From the inside, I think from memory, it's either 2 or 2.5 inches out. Whichever looks better, aesthetically pleasing. Most of mine are 2 to 2.5 out, just depending on the size of the bag.
I got you.
Was I right? Was it one of those two?
It was 2 inches from this.
Oh. I like to stick to the same measurements. It's easier for people to remember.
On here. Go ahead and trim.
So cute. Tassels. I love tassels. I'm going to have a whole day of cutting tassels. I can see it now. I'll get all of these made, and then I'll have to go to the shop and buy all the coloured HTV that I need to put on the back. And then just spend a day in front of the television cutting tassels. It will absolutely be a thing. Yeah, no, he's all properly stuck on now. There's no lifting anymore now that it's cold.
The frog?
Yeah, my frog is safe again.
All right.
It looks like a different bag with a boxy bottom, doesn't it? Doesn't look like the same bag. I don't have one in here to compare it to. They're inside.
Because emu's just flat, right?
Emu is a boxy bag like you're making, but it's taller than it is wider and deeper. So it's tall and skinny.
Okay, but it's
thank you for popping in.
What's that?
Patty's off to bed. That's fair. We're all going soon. I'm gonna have to get off soon. It's nearly 11:30.
Yeah, it's getting late here.
We can finish it up on another time if you want.
Yeah,
11:30
probably.
for me is like what, 9:30 for you? Aren't you tired? I'm sorry, not a night person. I'd be exhausted by now.
Yeah, this isn't even sticking. Let's do this later.
Do them later. That's fine. We were here for 2 hours. We got a good stuff done. I got more of these done, which makes me happy because it's one less thing I have to do later.
Yeah.
Might go make a template for the exact size I want to cut all the tassels, so it's quicker to cut around.
Oh, it's really you guys can kind of see what
Looks good. I like it taller. Good job.
yeah, it'll look good.
Quest is going to be based on that, but I have some thoughts on how to address
Like that.
it. Yeah. Nice. My brain's got thoughts. So we're going to base it off a Jezebel shape, but I have plans. Not all pieces are going to be straight rectangles either. Oh, that's cute there. Secret message.
Hey guys, thanks.
Love it. All right, we'll go. But thank you for joining me, Sandra. That was fun.
Hey guys.
I'll go down the street now, do run-around stuff. Should be right. And then I want to do embroidery. I might come back and record another video soon. So I want to do embroidery. But I need lunch. It's 11:30. I'm hungry. I'm always hungry, but I'm making extra hungry. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry.
Oh, stop it. All right. I'll speak to you later. Bye.
Bye.